Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, the news keeps breaking today, and we got a blockbuster that just dropped out there in Cabazon, California, and it's concerning baby Emmanuel Haro. You guys remember him? It was in August, I think, where his mother, Jake and Rebecca, both told a lie, and he's been missing, and it's been a whole big thing. Well, today, as of an hour ago, in the last hour, the father of Emmanuel Haro, Jake Haro, has just took a plea deal for second-degree murder. This is what they have so far. It's going to be more information about this, but this just is hot off the presses. Here's what they have.
We have some breaking news just coming in. The father of missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro has just pleaded guilty in court. Jake Haro has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, assault causing bodily harm to a child, and filing a false report. Jake and his wife, Rebecca Haro, also claim baby Emmanuel was kidnapped from a parking lot in Yucaipa back in August. Investigators believe Emmanuel died from long-term child abuse by his parents. His remains have yet to be found. Inland Empire reporter Leticia Juarez is inside the courthouse in Riverside and is following the latest developments in this case. We will bring you more throughout the day on ABC7.com and on Eyewitness News this afternoon.
Guys, there you have it. One of two people that already took a plea deal. Jake Haro, the father, with a violent past against children, namely his own. Now it says up here, real brief, to get you caught up, the father of baby Emmanuel Haro of Cabazon on Thursday, today, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the case of his missing 7-month-old son, Emmanuel Haro. Jake Haro also pleaded guilty to assault causing great bodily harm to a child and filing a false report, a misdemeanor. He cried in court as he submitted his guilty pleas and is scheduled to be sentenced November 3rd in this case. No information came to light regarding the whereabouts of the missing baby's body. Meanwhile, the child's mother, Rebecca Haro, pleaded not guilty to an amended criminal complaint. The details of that complaint were not immediately made public. Prosecutors are expected to provide more details about the new developments in the case sometime later on today. The pleas came after Emmanuel Haro's parents, appeared in court Thursday morning. Well, Jake Haro appeared in court Thursday morning for another felony settlement conference for talks aimed at a plea agreement. Jake and Rebecca Haro, charged with the murder of their missing son, both of them, had previously pled not guilty in the case. A felony settlement conference typically takes place before a preliminary hearing. It is an informational discussion between the prosecutor and the defense attorneys in front of the judge, in which they exchange information and try to negotiate a resolution to the case. He took a deal. What did I tell you? No matter how cruel and how many questions remain, sons of bitches like this, they the ones that get the real justice. You got a baby out there that's decaying in the countryside somewhere in California that shouldn't be there in the first place over months of abuse by the hands of his father and mother. Now, a lot of questions remain. Where is the baby? Another question remains is what happens to the mom now that he took himself out of it? See that? He said, okay, well, I'm not going to go to court and I'm not going to deal with this. You threw me a deal. I'll take that bone that's thrown to me now. Rest of it is on her. Why? Because she pled not guilty. And she got the same charge he do. See how he left her ass swinging in the wind? That's why it pays, if you're going to be a criminal, to do the dirt all by your lonely. Because now you caught up in it. Now she's doing what she's going to do. Oh, I stick by what I said. Somebody mollywopped me at the store and took the baby, even though the camera footage and stuff says otherwise, and that'll come out. But this guy right here, the one that supposedly is the one that killed the baby, he the one that got off by taking the deal. I want you to think about that for a second. There should not be no deals when it comes to vicious homicides, especially against children. But here it is, the universalized justice system in America giving justice to the criminal again. At most, he's facing life, where this little boy has none. And she's sitting up there still trying to fight to keep her head above water when he left with the life preserver. Don't you let that sink in for a second. This is a man that this woman married. Said she knew about his past, and it came back to not only bite him, but her as well. So who's stupider? The one that's the devil, or the one that aids the devil in the demonic shit that they do? I'm going to leave it at that. It's upsetting, man. We followed this story from the jump, and we seen holes all in it. And some questions that deserves answers will never be answered now, because the main one that did it was given the key to getting out of this situation and avoiding shame. And he ain't got to say nothing now. We ain't gonna never find out where the body's at, what was really done to him, or anything. Now she gonna sit up there, I don't know if she getting bad advice or not, and try to run this thing all the way to the court. Now guess what? They gave him time. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna bring him back as a witness, and he gonna come back again, and he gonna be on the state side, and they gonna throw him some type of bone. And next thing you know, he gonna be testifying against her, and the truth, some of the stuff will start coming out. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is a 7-month-old little boy, and you can look in the timeline of his photos that the longer he existed, the more miserable he looked. I had never seen no picture of this child smiling and looking like a normal kid at all in any of those pictures. But this is what happens when you're raised by monsters and the women that enable them. One more thing before I leave out of here. I want you to think about something. The little girl that he injured, his daughter, that was in the wheelchair and stuff, that was covered in the story. The woman that Rebecca Haro seen that child, she said she knew Jake's story, and you still chose to have a child by a monster. Why don't you think about that for a second? You fucked the baby up real bad, your own child, and then you chose to build a life with this guy and the family. How stupid can you be? I will see you in the next video. Take care.